Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so if you're watching this on the recording rather than live, go grab yourself a chair or yoga block if you've got blocks, and we're going to be doing some balancing today. So who's on? Brenda's on. So I'm just talking to the people who may be watching this later rather than now. So Brenda is here. Good morning, Brenda, my lovely. Who else have we got on? Ping, ping, ping. People joining. Say hello. Drop me a message. Is that Sarah? Who's that that's got on? Okay. I'm trying to look at these profile pictures. Arlene. Hey, Arlene. This one's for you, Arlene. Haha, you're in trouble. Morning, Maddie. Morning, Valerie. Good morning, good morning. So I'm not sure. Good morning, Sue. I'm not sure how many people will join us live today because the lovely Claire and Leon, I love their profile name, Claire and Leon, messaged me this morning to say that they think a mast, she lives locally, I think a mast has been hit by lightning last night. Yes, it's still raining in Spain. So we had thunder and lightning storms all yesterday. Morning, Caroline. Yesterday, late afternoon, some through the evening, and today they've got up and there is no internet anywhere. Good morning, Sue. Sue, I love she always says, good morning from London. So yeah, so she thinks a mast has been hit somewhere and it's knocked off all the internet because everybody locally has no internet connection in the village that she is in. So a little messenger popped up. Let me get rid of this. I actually use my mum's phone because those first few days my phone kept kicking me out. So I'm using my mum's and all her little messages keep popping up. Anyway, yeah, so she thinks the mast has been hit by lightning and it's knocked out the internet in the village or the urbanisation she is in. So hopefully our internet is going fine, and hopefully your internet is going fine. It is still super miserable here today, but never mind, we're up to do yoga. So we're going to be balancing today, care of Arlene. So she's on live today. So if you have any issues with this class, blame Arlene. Right, you can message her right now. So Arlene requested some balancing, and I thought, why don't we just do a whole class full of balancing? So I've got myself a chair here. I don't normally use one, but I just want to demonstrate with you. So just a dining room chair. I've got this half on my mat. I don't want it to slip on a tiled floor, so it's half on the mat. Morning, Frida. And I've also got yoga blocks. So if you've got some yoga blocks, go grab them. Or if you're quite good at balance and doesn't bother you, then you don't need a chair. I've just brought this in to demo for you. But if you're balancing, I know some people really struggle with balance, so you might want to grab yourself a chair. Good morning, Sarah. It wasn't Sarah's interview, just fab yesterday. Who saw it? I thought she came across really, really well. Thank you for those of you that checked in and watched. Just apologies that my internet was rubbish, so but it didn't really matter what I was saying anyway. So yeah, just give you a minute or so just to grab a chair or grab a block or something. So this is Arlene's fault. We're going to be balancing and put this little sequence together last night. And I've kind of put it together so that we're balancing the whole section on one leg and then we'll change it to the other leg. So we're doing a series of different postures, but one leg is going to be taking the weight the whole time, and then we're going to switch over to the side. So if you're engaging properly, you are going to feel it in that leg. Okay, I don't even know why I've done this to myself because this is going to be quite tough. Morning, Heather. So we're going to warm up, just going to warm up through the shoulders and the chest. Obviously we're going to do our little flow, a few rounds of the flow, and then we're going to start to balance and we will just see where we go from there. So just make sure that there's space around your mat, because if you do fall, you don't want to go crashing into anything. Okay, if there's anything around, make sure it's soft. Right, you want to go and grab all your pillows and just place them around the mat, give you a soft landing. Yeah, often like balancing is one of the most frustrating things that we do in yoga, and when I'm teaching I can see people start to get really annoyed and frustrated with themselves. And what balancing does, you really have to clear the mind. If your mind is busy, if you've got a lot of stuff going on in your mind, it's really hard to balance. If you're tired, it's really hard to balance. If you've had a couple of alcoholic drinks the night before, it's really hard to balance. Even sometimes just one glass of wine will just throw you out. It is so obvious what alcohol does to our body when we have a drink the night before and then we try and balance the next day. So all of those things. But what I say is, don't judge yourself so much. Don't get so angry with yourself or frustrated. If you try, just get that leg up there, get that leg up, you will never balance. You have to stabilize through both feet. You have to breathe all the time. If you hold your breath, holding your breath in your body causes tension in your body. You hold tension in your body, you can't move with your balance. You can't flex and sway. So you need to be able to breathe. Don't rush it, just feel it, ground it, try a little bit, and then it's like observe yourself as if you're someone just watching rather than feeling, and just appreciate yourself and appreciate the trying. So all your benefits come from the trying, not the achieving. Once we've achieved, we don't get any benefits. So try, and that's where your benefits come from. So hopefully you've grabbed a chair, you've grabbed a block, you've got a few on today. Say internet is a master's been hit somewhere, no internet, so maybe a few people will join on a little bit later. I know a lot of people do this yoga practice in the evening, which is absolutely fine. Let's get up on the floor. We're going to be standing because you can't balance on your bum, can you? So, morning Heather, Helen, Heather Sperring, both of you. So this is Arlene's fault, okay? So you got any issues with today's class? Arlene's voice as you go. Okay, so we're just going to start with warming up through the shoulders. So hands together. And we're going to inhale, stretch those arms out. Exhale together. Inhaling out. Exhale together. Inhale. Exhale. Now if you're breathing at a different pace from me, your movements are going to be slower. So your inhale brings it together. Your exhale opens it wide. We exhale to invite the breath into the body. Inhale. Sorry, it's exhale. I'm talking rubbish. Inhaling. Inhale to open the body, invite the breath in. We exhale to bring it together. Okay, now I'm on track. Inhaling, arms opening. Too busy watching these people pop up on the screen. Exhaling together. Inhaling, invite the breath in. Lungs open, chest opens. Exhale, bring it together. Inhaling. So work with the flow of your breath. Not mine. Work with the flow of your breath. Your inhale opens, invites, exhale, we close. Inhale, exhale. I know it looks like on camera, it certainly looks like to me that I'm taking my arms really far back. I'm not. I'm bringing them shoulder distance. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, interlock the fingers, bring them to the heart. Inhale, we stretch up and open. Exhale, back to the heart. Inhaling, up and open. Exhale to the heart. So when we stretch up, not about lifting your shoulders to your ears, it's about lifting up from your hips, your waist, your ribs, your chest. Get that full body stretch. If it feels good, take a little back bend. Inhale, soften the knees, lift the ribs. If it doesn't feel good on your neck to look up, we just keep the chin dropped. We can still stretch through the body with the chin dropped, neck is long. Inhaling, exhaling. One more time. Inhale. Okay, let's flow. Exhale here. Inhale, down, out and up. Big circles with the arms. Exhale, bend those knees. Fingers to floor. Halfway up, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, over we go. Inhale, all the way up. Remember, exhale back to the heart. Inhaling down, out and up. Exhale, soften those knees, lift the bum down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, shoulders back. Exhale to the floor. Pull in the belly all the way to the top. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale down, out and up. Exhaling to the floor. Inhale, shoulders back, heart forward. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, belly in, reach those arms high. Exhale, back to the heart. Inhaling down, out and up, big circle. Exhale, float to the floor, soft knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine, shoulders back, crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, all the way over. Inhale, push through those legs all the way up. Exhale, back to the heart. 2 more, inhaling down, out and up. Exhale to the floor. Halfway up, shoulders back, spine is long. All the way over, nose to toes. All the way up, belly in, arms to the sky. Exhale, back to the heart. Last one, inhaling. Exhaling to the floor. Halfway up, shoulders back. All the way over, nose to toes. And all the way up, pelvic floor, belly is in, arms to the top. Exhaling back to the heart. Oh, it's nice. Release the hands. Okay, so you're going to be facing the short edge of your mat. I'm just going to be facing this way for a while so you can see what we're doing in this first posture. You're going to be facing the short edge of your mat. You're going to be near the top of your mat so you've got space behind you, because we're going to flow with these balancing postures. Flow or fall, you pick your F. Okay, so before we balance we need to stabilize. So just a little mountain pose. Feel a weight even in both feet. And you want to feel left and right sides at equal weight. You want to feel that your foot is firmly placed on the floor, so the space underneath the thumb, the big toe. What is wrong with me today? I think it's the weather. Space under the little toe, so this pad, big toe, place on the little toe, 2 sides of the heel. I think you should just make up your own words today. I'll just be quiet and you'll make up your own words. Okay, feel that your feet are being drawn down into the floor. You're growing roots from your feet. It's really important to ground when we balance. These balancing postures are really good for our root chakra, which is our grounding chakra. Gives us our sense of stability and belonging, and the feeling that we can look after ourselves, that we can support ourselves. Those are life themes with our root chakra. So this is the chakra that's been stimulated with our balances. So drawing up from the floor, feel those thigh muscles contract. As you draw that energy up, feel your knees lift, your thighs contract. I'm going to switch on some supporting muscles here. Pelvic floor, lower belly, and the bum. I always think of these muscles in the bum as being stabilizers on a kiddie's bike. Yeah, you take those stabilizers off and they're not ready, they're going to be wobbling, so little contraction here. Pelvic floor up, belly in. Draw up. Abdominals active, back muscles are active, shoulders are down, fingertips reaching towards the floor. We're neither looking up or down, chin is parallel, neck is long. This is your Tadasana pose. You should feel strong and grounded and stable. Okay, here's the thing. We're going to start to transfer the weight into the left foot. So you can bend that right knee and come up onto the right toes. Keep this bum muscle switched on. Thighs are active. pelvic floor and belly is active. Up on the right tippy toes. I'm going to turn that right knee out to the side. Opening up through the hip. Getting ready for our tree pose. Want these hips to stay level. Often when we move this leg up, we lift this hip. So you're going to keep this hip down. The inside of your right foot is going to come, so the sole of your right foot is going to come to the inside of your left ankle. Maybe you've still got toes on the floor. Maybe your balance isn't great today. That's exactly where you can stay. Most of your weight is on your left foot. Right knee is turning now. Open up through this hip on the tippy toes. If you feel more stable, you can draw that foot up the leg. Just below the knee, so it's resting on the calf. Please don't press on your knee joint. If you feel you can take your foot higher, take it above the knee. So please don't press on the inside of the knee joint. I'm going to take hold of my ankle, take it up to the top. It's actually, once you have the flexibility in the hips, it's much easier to balance when you've got your foot in the top here, because you can really press it in tops of the thigh. You can cause some traction there in the foot against the thigh squeezing against the foot. Really helps to stabilise. Right knee is open to the side, engaging through that left side. Hands together. Inhaling, lift it up. So you want to keep control of the abdominals and not letting the abdominals soften, not letting the rib cage lift. We're keeping active pelvic floor to the upper abdominal muscles. Shoulders down away from the ears, so you've got a big gap between the ear and the shoulder. My hands are together. You see this? My hands, heels of the hands together. You don't want to interlock the fingers. Don't make a steeple. Don't cross the thumbs. If your hands can come together, squeeze them together. Causes a lot more power in the arms. Okay, from here, we're going to bring the hands to the heart. And you're going to release that foot from your leg and take your knee in front. I'm just going to turn onto the side now so you can see the rest of this from the side. So you might be feeling this in your left ankle right now. I'm going to take it here. So knee and hip in the same line. You can take the hands down to the hips if you want now. So what we're working here, obviously our left leg is doing a lot of work. You might feel hot now, you might feel some vibrations. I'm feeling it in my ankles today. I haven't balanced for a long time. Pelvic floor is up. What is keeping your thigh up here is your lower abdominals. This psoas muscle, the supporting muscle from the back that wraps around, that's what's keeping your leg up here. You might be feeling it in the quads. Okay, this is where you might need your chair. So I'm going to start to take this right leg back behind me. It's going to stay off the floor, and I'm going to bring my arms back. Now, I'm not going to use the chair right now. I'm going to show you. So this leg is traveling back and the heart is coming forward. So you want the chest parallel to the floor. Push through that heel, that back heel. If you've got the chair in front of you, take the hands on the chair. I've gone out of camera a little bit, but hopefully you can see me. So now I've got the chair for support, so I can lift that back leg. What we don't want is to let this hip roll open. Both hip bones are facing down towards the floor. Push through that back heel as if you're pushing the wall away behind. Your little toe down towards the floor. Maybe if you've got hold of the chair, you can release one hand. Maybe you can release two hands. Bend that front knee, place that back foot down on the floor. Whoa, coming into warrior legs. Remember our warriors from yesterday? It's like warrior one. So inhale, reach up. So this leg length might not be quite as warrior. I'm just going to widen my stance a little bit so I can get a good stretch there. A few breaths. And straighten that front leg, bring the hands down. Is that tough? You've got to think and balance. It's a lot of work to do on one side. Going to turn all 10 toes to face the long edge of your mat now. So I'm going to face here. Put weight on both feet just to give that left leg a little break. Will be wobbly. Did anyone hit the floor? Okay. So again, we're going to take weight on the left leg. You're going to turn those left toes out right up to the top of the mat again. So you're facing your chair again if you've got a chair there. Right toes turning in slightly. So this is like posture for our warrior two or our triangle postures. I'm going to take the arms out. And then we're going to bend the knee. Now if you've got a chair here, you can place the hand on the chair. Okay. Alternatively, got a block, and reach down, take a block. So if you come low and your chest turns towards the floor, we don't want that. You want to come higher, so hand on the chair. We want rib cage, chest and shoulders facing forward. This block is about a hand's distance in front of my foot and a little bit to the outside, the little toe side of the block, to the toe side of the foot. Little step in with that back leg. Oh, taking the weight onto that left leg. We're going to push down into that left leg, lift that right leg. And then if you can, that right arm to the sky. I've lost my head, that's okay, you don't need to see my head. Pushing down into the floor, push away with that back foot. Few breaths. Right hand reaching to the sky. That left leg, straight as we can. Body is open to the front, so if at the moment your heart and your I want you to open up towards the sky. Place back on the floor. Coming back up to your warrior two. Hands down. Turn those feet forward. Take a step in. Wowza. Feeling okay? Yeah. Can you feel it in that standing leg? It's taking a lot of strength there. Okay, so we're going to go the other way. So you can still face the same edge of your mat, or actually it might mean that you've got your back to the camera when we come into our half moon pose, which is that last pose that we did. So, I'm going to take weight into the right foot. Feel the energy. Get your stability through that right side. And remember, it's always easier to balance on one side than the other. So you might have done your easier side already. So this might be a bit trickier. So I know this is definitely my trickier side. So drawing up through that foot, through the leg, belly on, bum on. Turn that left knee out to the side. Up on those left toes. Sole of the foot to the inside of the ankle. This might be where you're going to stay right now. See, I'm not turning my body. My hips are facing forward. My ribs are facing forward. I'm not out to the side. If you feel stable, you can a little bit higher, just below the knee. If you want to come higher, above the knee. You can push that foot into the thigh, pelvic floor up, belly is in, hands together. Strong leg. You need to really be contracting the muscles in this thigh, the bum, the belly. They're all going to help stabilize you. Inhale to lift up and grow. This is your tree pose. Hands together, fingers together. Keep softness in your standing knee. So please don't lock your knee joint. Remember, we need to be able to flex and move. So keep softness in that standing knee. Told you I'm wobbly on this side. This is not my great side. I'm going to turn around to face the short edge of the mat so you can see what we're doing on the side. Okay, we've got foot up, arms up. Okay, we're going to bring hands to chest. And that left knee, we're going to take it in front. And it is really hard to balance when you're looking around. So every time I look over my shoulder at the camera to see if I'm still in shot, I lose balance. So find your drishti point, it's your focal point. Okay, we're going to start to travel that foot to the back of the mat. Now I've got no chair this side, it's gone the other side. So I'm going to start to lean forward, take that left leg back, chest towards the floor, so coming parallel to the floor. Push away through that back heel. And if we can, arms reach back towards that left foot. So it's called aeroplane pose. I am wobbling all over the place. Push through that heel, little toe down to the floor. You want these hips to be level. So don't let this left hip lift up. You want it nice and level. Reach back. Bend, 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 and place the left foot on the floor. Come up into your warrior one. Whoa, did you remember to breathe? I bet most of you held your breath then. When things get tough, we tend to hold on to the breath. Oh, straighten that leg. Turn the body to the front. So I'm going to keep that right foot pointing towards the front edge of towards the short edge of the mat. I'm just going to turn the body to the centre. Right foot facing the short edge of your mat. In slightly. Arms reach out. Here we go. Ready for your half moon pose? So start with the right knee. I'm going to reach down to the floor. So maybe your chair is here so you can rest on your chair. I've got another block this side. I'm just going to bring it a bit closer. So it's slightly to the little toe side of my foot. It's about a hand's distance in front or a foot distance in front. Chest at the moment is facing down towards the floor, so I'm going to roll the rib cage up towards the sky. Reach up. Little step in. Start to take some weight onto that right leg. Take some weight. Take some weight. Lift it up. Push your way through that heel. Left arm reaching up to the sky. Roll from the waist, the ribs, the chest up towards the sky. You don't want to be looking at the floor right now. If you look at the floor, that's where you're going to end up. I can absolutely guarantee it. Remember, the body goes, or the body follows wherever the eyes go. So if you look at the floor, you'll end up on the floor. Wow. Bend that right knee. Place the left foot back down onto the floor. Back to your warrior two. Release the arms. Release the legs. All 10 toes facing forward. Outside edge of the feet parallel with the mat. Hands on the hips. Bend those knees slightly. Push the bum away. Fold the chest forward. So chest is parallel to the floor. Bum is lifting high. Exhale. All the way down. Crown of the head towards the floor. Place the hands on the floor, little forward fold. So the knees are soft, little bend in the knees so you can lift your tailbone higher. Seeing some comments on here, Francois, bonjour. Hello, Francois. Bonjour. So little bend in the knees, lift the bum, stretch through the hamstrings. Oh, it feels good after those balances. And soften the knees, pull in the belly, push through those legs halfway up. Hands to the hips, all the way up. Oh. Bring those feet together and step them in. Wow. Okay, float down to the floor. Inhale, down, out and up. Exhaling to the floor. Halfway up, all the way over. Take the hands to the floor, step those feet back, they come down, and sit back onto the heels, okay, providing your knees. If your knees don't allow this, just come down onto your bum. Just going to stay here for a moment. Stretch out these quadriceps a little bit. In fact, let's come down onto the belly and stretch out those quads because you might be feeling it now. Those standing postures should have been activating all of those muscles in the legs. Done a little hamstring stretch of the forward fold, but let's come all the way down onto the belly. I'm just going to turn around this way. Okay. So, I want a nice long spine, so I always take a moment to kind of crawl around my mat so the spine is really long. Then you're going to bend the right knee, take the bum towards the foot. You can reach back and take hold of your foot. Now if you can't reach your ankle or your foot, just reach your trousers. You can just take hold of the trousers here. If you can't reach anything at all, if you have a belt or a strap, you can wrap it around the ankle and use that. Or you can just work on taking the foot towards the bum and not reach it. If you can reach easily, I want you to come a little bit higher onto your elbow. So propping up onto my elbow now really intensifies this stretch, because what we've just done, although you've propped up, we're closer to the foot. What we've just done is involve a back bend in our posture. And when we back bend, we start to open up this joint. So our quads, origin, insertion are being taken away from each other. So it's going to lengthen that muscle. So the higher you come, the more intense a stretch you're going to feel. Heel towards the bum. So your shoulders and your chest are facing forward. I'm turning on an angle because I cannot get used to not having people in the room with me. So I am still looking at this camera as if I can actually see you, and actually all I can see is me. So I'm basically teaching myself, right? Okay. So open up that core. Can you feel it? Oh, it's a delicious stretch. Please don't strain your knee and don't push the foot out to the side. You want the knee and the ankle and the foot in one line, so we're not pushing out away from the body, otherwise you're going to twist that knee and it is not going to feel good. Release that leg. Oh. And bending the left leg, foot towards the bum. Reach back so you can take hold, take it in towards the bum. Remember, the higher you come, if this feels too much, if it's too intense, bring the chest closer towards the floor. Okay? If it feels good, bring it higher, taking that back bend. Front of the hips are pushing down into the floor. Neck is long. So, drop me a little message in the comments later. Are you going to be sending Arlene nasty messages for those balance pose? How did you find it? Were you able to balance today? Was it difficult? Was the leg hurting too much? Did you fall on your face? So drop me a little message a bit later on. Let me know how you got on with your balances today. And release that leg. Oh, take the hands to the chest. Push back onto the knees. Going to open the knees as wide as the mat. Bring the big toes together. Bum towards the heels. Arms reach in front. Really stretch your waist and really lengthen that spine. Dropping the bum down towards the heels. If your knees permit, if your bum comes off, walk the hands back a bit. Bring the bum back to the heels if your knees permit. I know some of you have got knee joint problems or artificial knees that don't want to go that way, so you're going to be a little bit higher. But as long as you're not feeling any pain in your knees, bring the bum towards the heels, bring the hands back and rest the head on the hands. Or straighten all the way up. Feels good. It's a lovely stretch through the back and through the quads. Hip flexors, lower back. Walk the hands back towards the knees, lift the head, lift the chest. Bring these legs in front. What's Arlene say? Arlene says sorry. Okay, bring those legs out in front. So we're sat up on the front of the sit bones. Remember, if you're tight in the hammies, tight in the lower back, you might want to lift yourself on a block or on a cushion so you can get this nice straight back. I'm going to bend that right knee. It can stay here on the inside of the left thigh, or if you want to stretch a little bit more on the outside of that right thigh, you can cross it over the left, but please watch the knee, okay? Always be mindful of how I like to be here, so please be careful of that. Left arm is going to wrap around the shin and hug that thigh in towards the body. So the closer you bring it in, the more of a stretch you're going to feel down here. Now, if you are pregnant or if you've got any internal abdominal issues, any hernias or recent abdominal surgery, you are going to wrap right arm around and you are going to twist away from that knee to the left. You're still going to get a nice spinal twist, okay, but you're going to keep the abdomen open. Everything's healthy in there, there's no babies in there. Hug it in, lengthen the spine, right arm to the back. Notice I keep my hand close so that I don't lunge into it. Spine stays long, lengthen the spine. Never want to twist when we're jumping down into the spine. Lift and lengthen, and we twist towards the thigh, waist, ribs, belly, chest. Looking over that right shoulder. And a nice delicious twist. Really good for the immune system, for the nervous system. Bring some good blood flow to the internal organs. And release the head, the shoulders, the chest. Release that leg. Oh, then we're going to bring in the opposite leg. So bringing in your left leg, hug it in. I'm going to just swizzle around so that I can still, you can still see me, I won't have my back to you. So bring that in. If you want to, cross it over the right thigh. If you want to. Spine is long. And notice as well, this leg that's out straight, this right leg, toes are flexed, the leg is active. Right arm wraps around. Remember any internal abdominal issues, opposite arm, and we're moving away from the thigh. Going to lift and lengthen, nice long spine, and twisting towards that thigh. From the waist, the ribs, the chest, head looking over that left shoulder. A few breaths. Every inhale, and feel your spine lengthen. Every exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. So nice. And release the head, the shoulders, the ribs, the waist, all the way around. Release that leg. Now you can come to lay down on your back for a little short relaxation, or you can take a nice comfortable seated posture. So I'm just going to cross the legs. It's called Siddhasana. It's an easy posture. So you notice that my ankles or shins aren't crossed. I'm bringing one heel into the groin, and then the other heel sits in front of that. So I actually haven't got bone on bone, which is quite uncomfortable, but it does take more hip flexibility to sit in this posture. I'm just going to let the palms face up towards the sky, back of the hands on the thighs. Spine is long, shoulder blades back and down. Let's close the eyes. A few breaths right here. I often like to take palms up when we're doing a breath work or seated meditation. Not for any woo-woo energy, weird stuff going on. Although it is also about energy sharing. But on a physical point of view, when you turn your palms up, it rolls your shoulders back. When your shoulders are back, chest is more open, breath comes easy. But the energy stuff, the woo-woo stuff, that's very special as well. That's for another time. Eyes closed. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Just enjoy the breath. So a couple of people have messaged me and said that they would like a little bit of breath work, a few breath classes. So what I might do for that is maybe just pre-record a couple of videos for some breathing exercises and just post them up here so that you can do them when it's convenient for you. Because I know some people like to do their breath work as soon as they wake up in the morning. Some people like to do it when they're lying in bed at night just before they go to sleep, because it really helps relaxation. So I will do a couple of videos and post them for you to do in your own time. Okay, I am going to love and leave you. Thank you, Arlene, for the balancing challenge. I'm going to take hands behind the back, take hold of one wrist at the opposite hand, let the head and chest bow down towards the floor. Taking this moment as your moment of gratitude to yourself for just getting through this time, for all of the things you are and all of the things that you have, for your yoga practice, and to someone or something in your life that you today. And a few blinks to open the eyes, lift the head, lift the chest, release the hands, bring the palms together. They're often in yoga, and I don't really do this in my classes. Now and again I come back to it. We finish yoga with 3 shantis. It's Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And Shanti means peace. And it's peace within me, peace to you, and peace to the world. In that shortened version of Om Shanti. So once again, thank you all for joining. Please pop a comment in, let me know how you got on with your balances. And I will see you tomorrow for a little Friday flow. Have a great day, everybody.